Hey guys, this is KSP with Tape, and today you join me for episode 26 of KSP Road to Exploration, and today we start at the space station. A weirdly unlaggy space station, because we are in 1.1. Yes, even this gigantic, well, semi-gigantic space station runs pretty well in 1.1. It is rather fantastic. Thank you to Unity 5. Anyway, so we need to go and rescue a Kerbal. Because we're being paid to do so. It's always good to get more Kerbals. We need more scientists, really. Because we have 3 engineers. I thought it was the other way around. But we have like a gajillion pilots, 3 engineers, and 1 scientist. And we need more scientists to do science. So hopefully this will be a scientist. So we're just going to head on down there, get ourselves a encounter with the spacecraft. Although, what I didn't realize at the time was the spacecraft I'm currently encountering is one that I've already rescued a Kerbal from. So I cut ahead to just where we encounter it. I realized, shit, I already have this Kerbal, and the spacecraft I'm actually supposed to encounter is way round here, so we're going to have to do some serious maneuverage to get in there. So yeah, I just cut out drifting into the spacecraft that we didn't need to go to, because, I mean, who needs to see that? So, anyway, after like a bit of planning and a fair amount of time warping, we do get ourselves an encounter, and once we've done a lot of, skipped ahead to do a little bit of warping, we're just going to do our final burn to move in. I think we just need to do a a burn in some direction to catch up with this spacecraft. I think we're already catching up. I was just trying to fine-tune it. So yeah, just a couple more orbits now, I guess, just a retrograde, one of the burns to get close to it. Yeah, it's on a bit of a weird orbit, and I was ages away, so this has, well, you can see in the timer it's only taken about 5 hours, but still, that's quite a lot of time to be drifting in space. Obviously, with lots of time warping, I just use the tracking station rather than waiting for hours, because 50 times time accelerate isn't that much when you're waiting for 5 hours. So yeah, Adam's debris is still there. We already have Adam Kerman. I think he's currently on the ground, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But yes, finally we get a relatively close encounter, so I'm just going to fine-tune that, move it in to 1.3 kilometers. Not bad. So yeah, just going to move in. This still only has its 1 solar panel, because if you remember last episode, Jebediah rather recklessly smashed off a bunch of solar panels from the Midma station and the one from this. So yeah, anyway, so we're going to go and get Jildrian. Jildrian? Yeah, I'm going to say it's Jildrian. Whom will hopefully be a scientist. And actually, it turns out was a scientist, so that's good, because, you know, more scientists, more awesome. And yeah, so we're going to get her out of there, get a little bit of Monet, and then we'll bring her back at some point and get more Monet. You have to say it Monet, or it's just, oh, you're super lame. Actually, I think it may be the other way around. I've also noticed in 1.1 the symbol for funds when it's in like a text box is now the pound sign. I guess that's just, I guess maybe in America they're like, that's not real, that's just Doctor Who, right? Oh, I guess it's a Mexican developer, so, well, I guess, you know, it would be equally Doctor Who-ish. It would be pretty racist of you to say that that Mexicans can't have the same stereotypes as people from the United States. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to do a bit of a burn, move in, and yeah, go dock with the station. But, you know, lots of time warping and a little bit of maneuvering. Okay, I thought I did a cut there, but apparently I didn't. But yeah, I've got to do a little bit more of a burn, because I'm still a little away from the station. You want to get as close as possible from as far away as possible, because maneuvering in when you get close is a bit So I'm just doing lots of little tweaks until I get relatively close, so I don't have too much relative velocity and don't have to do loads of burns to getting close and stuff. So yeah, look, it's quite nice to have this spacecraft around, but at some point I want to build a nuclear version of it and maybe just scrap this or something. But yeah, just cutting ahead, docking with the station, because, you know, you've seen me maneuvering into a station many a time. But yeah, we'll just transfer our Kerbals in. It was a scientist, so I'll put it in the lab for now until I take her home on that Ares spacecraft and get all of the money. But yeah, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, talking of taking her home, that's what we're doing now. This is the Ares 1, just getting rid of the rest of its monopropellant, well, the rest of its extra monopropellant, and getting ready to leave, because we have Kerbals we need to bring home. We have a tourist who has completed everything she wanted to do. We have, obviously, the Kerbal we just rescued, and I think Lena Lee Kerman is the pilot we're bringing home, because we have a weird amount of pilots on this station, and we don't really need pilots here. We need engineers and scientists. because we have modifications and science to do. But yeah, it's good to have scientists for pilots, I guess, because sometimes we got to go places. Anyways, yeah, a quick shot of us coming back. I do actually lose those engines, although I don't think I included it in this footage, which is a bit of a shame. But then just splashing down on the ocean. We've done many a flight of the Ares now, so you know what it looks like. We'll recover it and get, I think, like 10 grand back for that. It's getting to be a pretty expensive pod. So yeah, and we get all those people back and complete a couple of missions, which is nice, which all add up. We get money. Yeah, 54 grand, 32 grand. And yeah, a nice mission for science data from the surface of Minmus. That'll pay for a Minmus mission. More than pay for it, since we just have reusable craft for that now. So yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, now that we've brought that Ares back, we need to send another Ares up, because we need to go to the moon base we built a couple of episodes ago. So we're launching an Ares 1 with Valentina as the pilot, and Bill Coleman, the engineer or payload specialist. He actually is the payload specialist because he's got a lot of engineering to do on the station and on the moon base. We really do need our engineer up there. And we sent our top man, so yeah, we're just going to get on up there. Pretty standard launch. Get rid of that launch escape tower now, because we really don't need it. And I'm going to try something different with reusing that first stage. Usually I would do a a boost back burn right here, but what I'm going to do is actually use that fuel to slow down later, so that I can propel myself into orbit more quickly with the second stage, and then I'll still have the fuel on the first stage to slow down. I'm thinking that might be good, but yeah, so we'll just get this on its trajectory to hit the station, and then we'll switch back to that stage, and yeah, do our boost back burn, well, our slow down burn, so that the parachutes will be able to be deployed. And yeah, they do get deployed, so we can just land gently on the ocean. And Scatterer is now unfucked up. It was a bit weird for the last few episodes, but 1.1 has fixed everything. I do like 1.1, although the UI is a bit big. I'm going to have to fix that. It's driving me crazy. But there is lots of cool stuff in 1.1, like being able to click a button to see inside your spacecraft from the outside is pretty cool. I do discover that this episode, and you know, this game never ceases to amaze me. And yeah, we'll get rid of that stage now, because that doesn't need to go to the station, and it's actually better if it doesn't go to the station, because, well, we don't want debris heading to the station. There is a helicopter. I swear I'm in like a helicopter flight. Oh my god, cool, it's an Apache. Awesome. Anyway, yeah, Apache helicopter flying over my head. I swear I'm in some kind of, like, helicopter flight path. There seems to be constant helicopters flying over me. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, a bit of a detour, but here we are at the station. I'm sure you saw all those maneuvers while I was being like, cool, an Apache. But yeah, so hidden on in, pretty good encounter, pretty standard stuff. Left it all in this time, because sometimes it's nice to see a bit of maneuvering, because then you learn from me. I am your teacher. Can you imagine me as a school teacher? Firstly, kids suck. I'm sure all of you are fine. Not that you all would all be kids. But, you know. Anyway, yeah, I would be a great teacher. It's like, what are we going to do today? I don't care. Just, I am so hungover. That'd be, yeah, don't let me ever teach children. Yeah, so here we are at the station, in the dark again. Lots of this has been in the dark. I'm sorry, that's pretty bad timing on my part. But anyway, yeah, this has a pretty special payload. It's got a box of tricks. Yeah, inside it, it's got inside there's a little container box. And, oh, cool sunrise. Look how nice that is. Anyway, so inside the container box there's an extra docking port and an extra solar panel. The solar panel is for the Ares 2, and the docking port is to go onto the bottom of the station, because I kind of want a docking port down there. So yeah, we're going to get Bill out, and we're going to go do a bunch of stuff. And I left this all in, just sped up, because it takes a while. But yeah, annoyingly I can't carry that docking port in my inventory, because it's too heavy. So I'm going to go and grab a tool from this box, this like drill that I can use to, it's like an electric screwdriver or something I can use to attach things. So I'm going to have to manually move this docking port around, because I've got to get it all the way to the bottom of the station, but I can't put it in my inventory, because it's too... It's actually too voluminous. It's not mass. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so the only real place I can put this right now is on the heat shield. So I'm gonna have to put it on the heat shield and then slowly maneuver it down. I'm not going to attach it. I'm just going to put it there, and I'm going to give it a bit of a kick with my reaction control system. So you can see there. Just knock it down a bit, and I'm just going to follow it down and try attach it to the side of the station, and then I'm going to put it on the bottom of the station. This is just how you maneuver big things, I guess. So yeah, there it is. And then we'll grab that and put it on there. I do love Kerbal attachment system. A bit of space maintenance is always a little bit of fun. It's a little bit, can become a little bit tedious if you're strutting a bunch of things, but yeah. but I do very much enjoy it. So there we go, new docking port on the bottom of the space station. It's not technically attached yet, but I think that's all good. So yeah, we're going to put Bill, I think it is, in the Red Origin 3 with Jeb, and they're going to head to the moon. And they're going to do that now. So yeah, we are just leaving. We're leaving the beautiful station with very little lag. I mean, when you combine nice new processor and 1.1, yeah. Although it's not really a new processor anymore, but still, it's, you know, I'm still like super like hyped about my processor, even though I've had it for like months. I'm very sad. So yeah, we're going to just perform our burn and head on to the moon as the Hermes runs out of electric charge, as it often does, so I'll have to switch back to that at some point, before we get to the moon. I'll do that probably just off camera. But yeah, we're also getting a bit of a solar eclipse, or is that a lunar eclipse? Shit, which one's which? Lunar eclipse? Yeah, no, solar eclipse. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, we're just gonna do our standard thing. I think I burn a little late, but I still get my encounter with the moon, even if it is a little fast. I just need to back that off a bit, and yeah, gonna head on out there. So yeah, I also get this weird. Okay, apparently I don't get a weird texturing glitch, but yeah, the cool thing is you can see the shadow of the moon on Kerbin. That's pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, here we are at the moon. Just gonna do a bit of a slowdown, and then land after leaving this tank in orbit, because we obviously leave the transfer tank in orbit because we don't need so much fuel to land. That's just for getting here and back. At some point I will set up a mining operation on the moon so that we don't have to send fuel out anymore, and that'll be good. And it's probably cheaper to get fuel from the moon to Kerbin than it is to get from Kerbin to the station. Yeah. Anyway, so I need to warp into the day so that I can land on the base in the day. So yeah, I'm just going to ditch this fuel tank over here in the retrograde direction, so when I burn... Oh, in the prograde direction, so when I burn retrograde it doesn't totally fuck up. Also, weird glitch is, if you look, there's a weird black orb on the moon, in front of the moon. You can see there. That's actually Kerbin somehow being seen through the moon. Anyway, annoyingly, I'm actually on the wrong plane, so I'm going to have to do a pretty hefty plane change maneuver to land at the base. But luckily, this is a pretty capable lander since it doesn't carry a ton of stuff. But yeah, just got to get on down there. That nice big X, I think that's part of a MechJeb feature. Annoyingly, the only mod that hasn't been updated is the ambient light enhancement mod. So that's why this has been a bit of a dark episode. I'm sorry for that. That's ambient light guy's fault. Go poke him with an internet stick. Anyway, so yeah, looks like we're coming down pretty well. Just got to tweak it so I come in at the kind of near the base, so I don't have to walk too far or do a jump. At some point I'm going to bring a rover down, mostly for exploration around outside of the crater. But yeah, it would also be good for transferring from vehicles. Also, I will expand this base at some point. But yeah, anyway, we just need to land now. We land pretty close. I think he is fine, 100 meters away. We can walk. This doesn't have to be connected to the base. That's why everything else had to be so close. So we're going to get a little bit of science, because we haven't been to the north... Was it the northwest crater? Yeah, we haven't been there before, so we're just going to grab all of the science we can. And that button lets you see inside the freaking capsule. That's so cool. You'll get a better look at it later in the base. There's some really cool IVAs on the base, which I do get a good shot of later. But yeah, we're going to move Jeb on over here, and he's just going to stand in the base triumphantly. Then we're going to bring Bill, the man of the hour, the really important guy. He's got to connect up this base so that it completes the contract, because collectively all of these vehicles have the stuff to complete the base and more. The base contract, basically. But I have to actually connect them with Kerbal attachment system for it to work. So, luckily, inside this container, this little craft is basically life support and general utilities. It's a very useful bit of kit and very expensive. So I need to fetch some pipes, some Kerbal attachment system pipes, but I think they're in the other box. Yes, this has a bunch of life support, big-ass battery water purifiers, and a bunch of inventories. It has, I think, also carbon scrubbers, lots of cool stuff. And then obviously over to the right, which is just out of shot right now, we have a really big battery which can sustain 5 Kerbals through the 3-day night on the moon, which is quite important. So yeah, here we are, just attaching the first of the kind of pipe nodes, I guess, and we get our a world first for started construction of the first outpost on the moon, which is pretty cool. But yeah, now we just need to connect these up, so I'm going to go throw another pipe end on here, and then I'm just going to try and link them. So we'll just use the Kerbal attachment system to throw that on, and yeah, just click link and head on back over there and try and link them with a pipe, and I think that should complete it, but I'm also going to link that battery as well so it's functional. But while flying over there, I have run out of distance. Oh no. But luckily I have a plan for this. Inside this container, I have a structural pylon, which I can throw on the ground and connect them. Because I could move these, but I'd rather just put the pylon down so they're a little way apart. So yeah, we're just going to attach this. I do need to go and fetch another node, which I do, these kind of pipe node. So I've grabbed that from, there were a couple over on the habitation module. So we'll throw that down there and connect up our base. And then I've got to, link the life support bit in this pylon. But these pylons are super useful. But yeah, and here we go. Grab the other one. Annoyingly, I can't use my RCS pack while carrying these pipe ends in my inventory. Apparently, they're too heavy for it to effectively work. But yes, here we are, putting the final touch to our base. Well, actually, technically, the final touch. We have to link the other thing. But yes, that should complete the contract after 10 seconds of stability. So we'll switch to it, and it is indeed one craft, which is good, because it focuses on the center of mass, which is kind of this bit of the moon. And as we click onto our contract screen, we see that we have indeed completed the base. And that's 114 grand. I've had that contract for so long, and it's finally done. But anyway, the work is not done. We find that this battery is too far for the pipe. You can see it's gone red. So I'm just using the reaction wheel to kind of jump it across a little bit so it's close enough to be linked. But yeah, this is a very useful, very expensive battery. Basically, the drawback of having a base on the moon is because it's tidally locked. Because it has a 6-day rotation period. It has 3-day nights, so you need a big ass battery or radiothermal generators to keep pilots alive keep Kerbals alive on the moon. So this can currently support 5 Kerbals, and if I were to bring another one, it would support 10, but each of those is about 40 grand. So anyway, we're going to put the Kerbals in the base, and we're going to have a little look-see inside the base, because when you press this button now, you can actually see inside the base. Oh my god! Look, you can see him sitting on a sofa. That's so fucking cool! Oh my god! But anyway, let's take a look at the IVA views. And you can see Jeb is sitting in the command chair, just talking to Gene. Talking to Gene Kerman, being like, how's things going? We're good, Mission Control. Houston, we have 0 problems. We're freaking awesome. So I'm just playing around with this raster prop monitor, getting lots of important things on the screens. But yes, Bill has a great little place. This is a great little pod. I think it's a pretty nice sized base, really. It's good for at least 2 people. And we've got a shot of us mysteriously on Eve, which is weird. But anyway, after all of that shenanigans, we do need to land the second stage that took the Ares to orbit. Annoyingly, we land on land again and lose that engine. Bit annoying. But yeah, we recover that. And that's good, but I'm so hyped for that base. At some point I will probably expand it. I need to put a mining operation in. I'd like to take a rover, put in a science lab. But anyway, we have a bit of a mission to do today. Well, a bit of a mission to start at least. What is going on here? Oh yeah. Okay, so we've got the Ares 2, and we need to go out to Minmus to rescue a Kerbal who's in a very annoying orbit, so this is going to be incredibly difficult. Well, not difficult, it'll just take a while, and will require lots of tweaking and things. So yeah, first thing to do is just get out to Minmus, which we can do that, but now the problem when we get there is the Kerbal is orbiting the opposite way to the station, and the station is in a much lower orbit than the Kerbal, so yeah, it's going to be problematic. Anyway, on the way there we get this weird texture glitching, and I try to quick load, but I can't because it's hard mode, but you can change it through the debug thing, so I did just to get rid of it. There's a weird, it looked like an atmospheric texture that was tied to a specific point on the screen. It was bugging me, so I just did a bit of a quick load. But yeah, anyway, I am having trouble with maneuver nodes, and apparently we're not going to encounter Minmus anymore, so yeah, that's kind of just a bit screwy. So I decided just to kind of fix it myself, because I know how to orbital mechanics now. I've played KSP for a while. I'm basically Werner von Braun. Yeah, it would be much harder to do real space stuff because you don't have a map view. You have to do lots of maths, and yeah. Anyway, but you also have mission control telling you what you need to do, and a computer doing everything. So you just basically sit there. Freaking lazy astronauts. God, no one lazier than astronauts. No, they do lots of good work on the station, lots of science. But anyway, yeah, we're just going to try and get into this orbit. Bit of an annoying one, and we're really inclined, and it's going the wrong freaking way, which worked out pretty well because we're accidentally going the wrong way. And yeah, so we're just going to maneuver down there. But the problem is, really, is it's actually... we're quite a way behind it, and we're going really slowly, so doing like a retrograde burn won't bring us in any closer. So after a lot of tweaking, we got to where I finally get my encounter down, with a little bit of RCS tweaking, a lot of fuel unnecessarily burned, and I get a rough a 5.1 kilometer encounter. So that will be in the next episode. Then we're going to figure out if we have enough fuel to go home or enough fuel to go to the Ceres station and refuel, which we may have to do. But anyway, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're looking forward to the future episodes where we'll be doing lots more moon-based shenanigans, taking more than 2 people, hopefully, and doing lots of other cool stuff. So yes, this has been Casby with Tape. I will see you next time.